So today's is going to be add-on flow, but we're also going to be doing some static balancing poses mixed in there. So nice thing about add-on flow is you can get to go up as much as you want. You can maybe just do the first 15-20 minutes or the entire class. The other thing is, as you start learning what the flow is, and let's say you memorize and you're able to just move through it, you can start to add on some of your own pieces and make it a little bit more for yourself. So that's why I like these add-ons. So we will start standing today. So let's just go ahead and come on up to standing. And I'm going to start with the feet comfortably together underneath your hips, underneath your pelvis. We're looking for the second and third toe to be straight ahead, making sure we're not turned out or turned in, and the kneecaps are facing over the second and third toe. So just inviting yourself to, as though, you've seen cats grab a kitten and they kind of pick up by the back of the neck. You're just going to kind of get that lift feel, just being lifted right up through the back of the neck. And then just taking one big sweep up. Take your time just to see what your shoulders are feeling like today, and then just let them down. We'll come hand to elbow, getting yourself a little forward fold here, just bringing your forearms to your thighs, letting your chin tuck into your head. Big breath into the back. Big exhale, squeezing all the air out. And then on your next inhale, we'll come all the way back up again, lifting up strong, straight, fingertips reaching, and then just letting your arms rest alongside your body. This time we'll just take the right arm up. Right arm reaches, get a little side bend, straightening yourself out, bending the elbow. And we'll do that again. Reach up and over. And as you exhale, imagine you're sort of pulling something down. Inhale, reaching over. And exhale, just letting that right arm drop towards the floor. We'll do the other side, reaching up and over. And the exhalation is elbow 90 degrees. And inhale and over. Exhaling. One more time. After that third time, just letting your arm rest alongside your body. We'll take the right foot and sweep it behind the left. So left foot leg is in front, right leg is behind. You can have lots of distance there or very close up. And we'll take the right arm up and overhead and find that stretch. It's a little more awkward, a little more balance here. And we'll do that again. Inhale, reaching up, coming down to that bent elbow. One more time. Reaching up and over. We're going to hold this for an extra breath. And then go ahead and release and uncross. So take both arms up and overhead. Hand to elbow, bend a little forward, forearms to thighs, tuck the chin in. And as you inhale, coming right back up again, reaching for the sky. And release, and left foot steps behind. Left arm up and over, inhaling. As you exhale, bend the elbow. Inhale. Breathing over this time, we'll stay for an extra breath. And release. Taking both arms up and overhead. Hand to elbow, coming all the way down, maybe a little bit past the knees this time. Walk the feet apart if you need to, hips feel tight. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. And just letting your arms drop alongside your body. We'll take a wide stance now. Second and third toe still looking to be straight ahead. Check to see if you've rocked into the pinky side of your foot. You want to keep the arch side of the foot just as grounded. And letting your right arm reach up, we'll find that side stretch again. Pivoting on the right heel, toes turn. And that right forearm sweeps down to the thigh. Left arm comes overhead. Sort of a side angled pose. Let's do that again. Turn the toes forward. Right arm comes over. And pivoting on the right heel. And that side angled pose again. Just easy, slow. Turn the toes back. Side stretch. And back again. Just stay there for an extra breath. And And we'll come all the way up, toes turned forward. Press down into both feet equally, making sure your hips are centered, and then we'll take the left arm, side bend, pivot on the left heel, and side angle. Coming all the way up, toes turned forward again, side bend, and side angle. One more time, up and over, breathing. Side angled pose, and we'll stay there, extra breath. Making sure that the left side of the ribs are just as long as the right, and coming all the way up. Taking a breath in, just hold the feet, reestablish pelvis, collarbone nice and broad. And we'll reach up through the right arm, just starting to add on, and finding that side angled pose. We'll turn into high lunge, letting your chest lift, so we get a little back bend here. Back to the side angled, and back to center. Go left side. Right arm up and overhead. Left arm up and overhead. Pivoting on the left heel, over we go, side angled pose. Turning into high lunge, so we're getting that lift through the chest, lots of balance going on. Pivoting back to the side angled pose, and then all the way back up to center. Let's go ahead and shift over to the right. So you're standing on that right foot, finding tree pose. Left knee opens out to the side. Just really feeling like that, neither the inside or the outside of the foot is holding the weight, but it's really right down the middle, right down the center of the foot. Toes are nice and wide. And then we'll slide that ankle up just above the knee. Sometimes you need to reach down and grab the pant leg. If this isn't happening for you, just place one foot in front of the other. And we're going to sit down as though we're doing a chair pose, but just with the ankle here or here. And then go ahead and step all the way back out again. Right arm reaches up. Side angled pose. Inhaling, turn. Turn it back. Coming up to center, all the weight steps to left, finding tree. Right knee is bent, energy's on the left foot. We'll slide that ankle up, sitting down or crossing it over like you gotta pee. And then we'll release, stepping out, left arm reaches up. Pivot on the left foot, side angled pose. Inhale, find that high lunge, upper body lifted. And side angled pose again, and up we go, shifting over into the right foot, finding tree. 2 breaths. We'll find chair pose, one leg or crossed. 2 breaths. And from here we're going to move straight into star pose. That's leaning the body sideways. Left leg extends, arms open wide to a T. Hold and breathe. Left foot steps down. Right arm reaches overhead. And side angle. Turn into high lunge. Back to the side angle. And coming all the way up, we'll shift over to the left side tree. Keep lifting up through the center of the eye line, making sure your eyes, your drishti, are out over the horizon rather than looking down. And then we'll find that pose where we have the ankle across, sitting down, or you cross one knee in front of the other. 2 more breaths. From here, star pose. Take your time. You want to put one foot to the floor as you slowly open into that star pose. Lots of work into the hips here. And then a big step over. Left arm reaches. Side angle pose. Turn into high lunge. Back to side angle. change and just introduce triangle pose. So letting the toes rotate the right foot and letting yourself sink down into simple triangle pose and then side angled pose. Just back and forth a few times. So this next time you find yourself coming into triangle pose, take that left arm, wrap it around your back body. Palm is turned outward. Maybe you can even grab your thigh or just wrap it around the waist, and we'll hold for an extra breath. Go ahead and come all the way up, turning toes forward. Left toes are going to turn out. And triangle pose on this side to side angle. Just back and forth. This is nice and easy and slow. No rush. Couple times. Keeping both sides of the body nice and long. Next time you find yourself in that triangle pose, bringing that right arm around this time. You can hold the thigh or just wrap your hand around the back of the waist. So you're trying to press the left ribs a little bit towards the floor. Right ribs pull in. Go ahead and return to side angle. And we'll come all the way up to standing. Shifting over into the right foot, tree pose. 2 breaths. Chair pose, 1 leg. 2 breaths. Hands can be at heart or in the hips, so you can use your hands to help support that leg. Star pose, and 2 breaths. Left foot's going to come down, and we'll move straight into triangle pose here. Right toes turn, dropping down to the right. Bending the right knee, side angled pose. Breathe. Turn into high lunge. Take a breath. Turning back to that side angled pose. Breathe. Triangle pose. And we'll come all the way up. Shifting to the left. Tree pose. Most important thing here is in these flow is just to keep breathing, moving, finding that one-legged chair. Just keep breathing. So even when the body is still, you're still flow. The breath is still moving, so you're still flowing. And then letting yourself move into that star pose. Take your time, opening broad chest. Right foot, big step out. Left toes turn and straight into triangle pose. And moving side angled pose. And moving into high lunge. Side angle. Coming all the way up and toes turn to the center. We'll turn the toes to the right and step to the right. So we're now at the very short end of the mat, and we'll take the arms up and overhead. Letting the knees bend, sitting first into a little bit of chair pose, just letting the hands rest on the thighs or hips. And then hand to elbow, resting forearms. You may want to move your feet a little bit apart. And then letting your elbows kind of bump over your knees if you'd like to. Maybe pressing the forearms towards the toes. Stretching out the lower back very passively after all that standing, especially the balance poses. Can put a lot of tension into the back. Big breaths up and down the spine. Then letting yourself return to a half forward fold, just kind of re-engage the muscles of your back. And then stepping back, one knee at a time, coming to the floor. finding your tabletop. We'll just hold this for a moment, letting the hands be comfortably underneath your shoulders, tops of the shins to the floor. And then sitting back very slowly, maybe elbows coming to the floor first, help the upper back stay a little flatter, and then returning, sinking down into your child's pose. It can be seat bones to heels, or forearms can come across, and you can sink forehead to forearms, and just letting yourself sink back as far as you feel is comfortable in your back and your knees. And we'll go ahead and come all the way up. If you have a blanket, go ahead and grab it. And we'll come and sit on it. So crossing your legs, just cross them however is most comfortable for you. My right leg is out in front, my left leg is tucked in. If you're the opposite, you're going to take the opposite hand. So my right leg is on the outside, my left hand is going to come across to that knee. I'm going to find myself in a little bit of a twist, nothing really big. I want to use my hands to pull me into this, really just relying on my ribs to turn. Breathing a couple of times here. Maybe feel a little bit of that winding and unwinding when you breathe. Breathing in, the chest may want to turn a little forward towards the center of your body. Exhaling maybe a little more into the twist without using the hand. Go ahead and release, and whatever leg was in front, we can just stretch both legs out for a moment, and then the leg that was out will now come on the inside. Now the opposite arm comes across, and again, we're not pulling. We just have a little bit of just resting that hand on the knee, looking around behind you. Ribs are doing the work of turning you. Inhale, maybe coming a little forward. Exhale, ribs turn you. Inhale. Stay within that range of motion that your ribs want to give you, rather than having the arms create the twist. And next time you find yourself forward, untangle your legs, let them just stretch down the mat, maybe wiggle out your ankles a little bit, and then sliding yourself down. And a slow roll down to the floor. Once you get there, draw your knees into your chest. Give a little squeeze in, and we'll start that up and down the back movement. Knees coming in, hands slide to the knees. As the knees move away, hands can slip down the thighs a couple times, massaging that lower back. Then releasing both feet to the floor. Snuggle the shoulder blades down, and underneath we'll take right foot up to the ceiling and finding happy baby just on this right side. So you may want to wrap your hand around the back of your leg, hold the ankle, grab the foot, whatever feels most reasonable for you. Check that left knee if it went flinging out to the side. Keep the kneecap pointed to the ceiling, or you can let that leg go all the way down the mat. Just depends on your comfort. And we'll get just a little bit of pulsing here in the right leg, a little pressure up and then a little pull down. Just a little back and forth. We're offering a little bit of resistance with your arm or hand as the foot pushes up, and then the arm pulls you back down. Just a little bit of resistance between the two. And then we'll settle into happy baby, inviting the hip joint to let go. And if your leg has been down the mat, go ahead and slide it back up. And a slow release, bringing the right heel to the buttocks, a little tuck in, and then releasing that right foot.
Taking both arms overhead, reaching equally through the fingertips. And then we'll draw the left knee in, left foot to the ceiling. And finding happy baby on this side. Again, you can wrap your hand around the back. Check that right knee, that the kneecap stays to the ceiling, or you can take it down the mat. And then we'll have that little bit of resistance. So as the foot pushes up, the arm or hand, if your arm is here, it's kind of resisting it. And then as you pull your foot down, your knee and hip are resisting it. So we're going up and down, each one just resisting each other, back and forth a few times. Keep the breathing comfortable. And then finding happy baby, releasing through the hip, that flexion, across the belly. And we'll slide the right foot up, left heel releases down towards the buttocks, a little squeeze of the knee in. And releasing that left leg to the floor, foot. We'll take both arms overhead, this time lifting through the hips just a little bit, just to get your hips a little higher than your heart. Soft elbow coming back to the ground. One more time, we'll lift up. I lied, let's do it one more time. And releasing. Inviting pelvis to settle comfortably into the ground. Check your clothing. We're inviting both shoulder blades to be in. We'll get one more little pull of the knees in. Maybe a little rock from side to side would feel good. We're not coming to a twist now, just a little massage across the waistline. We'll finish one more time, just up and down the back, maybe twice. And then releasing, feet to ground. You find your posture. And then as you're ready, letting one leg go down the mat. If it's comfortable, let the other one follow. As always, both legs don't need to be on the ground. You can put a bolster under your knees, or one knee can be bent and one leg down the mat. What's most comfortable for your back? So we did a lot of standing and balancing, so let's really take a few moments to concentrate on feeling the connection of your body to the ground. Every place that you feel connection, and the right side of your body may connect with the ground differently than the left, and we're not going to try to match them up. We're just going to notice that they do connect and where they do. And there's some spaces too, like in the back of the ankle and the knees, maybe the back of the waist, the back of the neck. Just beginning to notice the places in which you connect and spaces. We have both. We have heavy and we have light. Just inviting yourself here for a few moments to recognize, to find stability, you need to have both. Both connection and space. Wherever you find your body connecting to the ground, invite it to let go in that particular spot. Inviting a sense of heaviness. Sometimes finding that heaviness as you exhale is a little easier. Where you find these spaces, like in the back of the knees or ankles or neck, invite that just to be soft. You're connecting where you're heavy. The eyes can close here. You're just feeling this. Just a very somatic, very body experience. Noticing if when you inhale, does it change the weight or the space? you're ready, letting yourself just shift into a relaxed, restful state.